Maximal awesomeness. That's God. God, if real, implies that reality is maximally awesome. That its awesomeness outstrips any possible attempt you might have to conceptualize it. Which doesn't mean that it's not fun to try. God is all good, all knowing, all present. Yes, yes, yes. He's also all awesome. He is absolute awesomeness itself. A-W-E-someness. Awesomeness. You know, when I had my conversion experience, I had come from a background of years of atheism, and it did wonders for me, because let me tell you, atheists are very good indeed, at articulating exactly what is so crazy about the God idea, exactly why belief in God is absolutely nuts. And if I didn't know how big a leap it was, they certainly made me very aware of how big a leap it was. It is that crazy! They're right to a certain extent. It's nuts, except it's absolutely logical and true. It's nuts because we are fallen. Oh, we're fallen. We're cognitively fallen. Our fall is ultimately a fall of understanding. It's a cognitive fall. If we could just see the light, metaphor, if we could just recognize that it already must be maximally awesome, and that by trusting in the maximal awesomeness of it in its immediacy, the whole thing will fix itself. The whole thing will, through some process that God knows, we can only imagine, the truth of the awesomeness will be revealed. You see, it's not possible for God to be anything but maximally awesome. It means that whatever story you have, it just isn't good enough. People wonder what happens after we die. I'm interested in speculations. Part of the point is not to know. I mean, Jesus does not make it clear. It's all very mysterious, shrouded language, you know. The point of life is kind of not knowing what happens when you're dead. Because that's the way you can demonstrate your faith. Because that would give away the end of the movie. If you just knew. No, you can't know. Unless God reveals something crazy to you like he did to Thomas Aquinas. A man who wrote 8 million words about God, couldn't talk about any other subject, was left speechless by a revelation of God. Near the end of his life, couldn't write one more word. Why? Because he saw, oh, it's maximally awesome already. Maximally awesome. Why do we live our lives like it's not? Most people live their lives like there's this shrouded, mysterious God thing that, you know, does exist. Oh God, you know, let me get on my hands and knees and just submit to my grogging trudge through life. Please be there for me. As opposed to, God, you are maximally awesome. Maximally. I submit all of it to you because I recognize your total, incomprehensible, perfect totality, which is either like that or the thing is chaos. I vote it's like that. And then you fear nothing but God. Oh, and boy, the fear of God is the best possible fear. The fear of God is the fear of his goodness, you see. But that's another video. Awesomeness. God being perfectly tremendous, beyond all possible explanation, beyond all possible words, And I mean that right now. It's not just like, oh, somewhere. Right now, the information being downloaded into your head is perfect and implies infinitely more than you could possibly believe. See the hologram around you and marvel. Marvel. And then let go of control of time, because if you try to control time, you can't let God control it. And He's awesome. You don't really trust that He's there. You think the world is working as a clockwork mechanism around you. No, it's a hologram, and it's awesome, and it can do anything if we let it, but we're free. The freedom is total. The freedom is a freedom of understanding. God won't make us understand the world other than how we want to understand it. So if we want to understand it as a miserable place going towards entropy, that's what it will be. If we want to imagine ultimately that it is nothing but an immediate download from God, that's what it will be. But fear and sin are keeping us from the beatific vision of awesomeness. We're cognitively blocked. But He's maximally awesome. He's as crazy as any atheist ever articulated him being crazy. Totally nuts. Except it's absolutely logical. Reality has to be perfect. Reality is perfect. Perfect. And it's perfect because it's free, and we are free. Could it be better? You can't have better and free. Freedom is already perfect because it's what it chooses. But time leads you to awesomeness. Worship God, because life is so much more exciting that way. It's so much more better. More better. It's so much better. It's so much richer. It's so much more awesome. You're afraid of actually doing it. You think you have faith. Faith is not a stopgap from believing. Faith is what you do past the point of belief. But most people have faith instead of belief. No. No faith instead of belief. Belief, then faith. But belief changes your behavior. It changes the way you actually approach the world. Think about thinking. Think about your consciousness right now as a download from God. Maximally awesome download. Break out of your trap. Belief, then faith. And then faith reinforces the belief. It's not a substitute, which most people think it is. And God is maximally awesome. Let it be perfect. Perfection heading towards you, and it will cure you of your nuts. You're nuts. We're all nuts. We're all nuts because we think it's miserable when it's awesome. But we try to control. God bless you. And God bless an awesome God.